Resolution. We are good. What's up, everybody? This is episode 174. Got my good pal Pat Ellis in the studio. What's happening, Pat?
Not much. Just got back from an awesome ride with you.
Oh my goodness. We got like 20 something miles in at Velocity. Dude, my legs are tired.
Yeah. Cooked.
Yeah. And this is like e-bike riding at Vail, but what was the elevation? How much altitude did we?
Like 4,000 feet, something like that.
Golly. We got like 4,000 feet today, over 20 miles. Literally still have the jersey on. We woofed down and in and out. What was your thoughts of in and out? By the way, folks, Pat is from Grand Rapids, Michigan. And so a lot of this stuff that we're talking about is like his experience being out in SoCal.
Yeah. I've only been to California once before, but this is my first time in SoCal.
Nice. So far, so good. You liking everything that we've done?
Oh yeah, all smiles.
Phew, man, it's been full on the last like 3 days. We started with like a local loop around here called the Vineyard Loop. Got you off the plane, got the legs going, and dude, it was fun. We found a secret trail, a secret jump line. We're playing with a step up. It was tight. It was fun. It was good. Pat was sending it right off the bat. So Pat is in Grand Rapids and first time out in SoCal, and it's just been so fun taking him around. We got a lot of people here in the chat. We were hooking up the second microphone. Like, this is the first time I've had somebody in studio, in the segment studio, like right beside me. This is crazy.
Oh, it's a privilege to be the first in studio.
Yeah. I'm like, do I look over to the side like this? But what's up, everybody out there in podcast land? We got Electric Trail Pimp. Dude, what's up, Electric Trail Pimp? Good to see you, man. That's new, Electric Trail Pimp. I love that. I love that. MTB Guides is in the house. Podcast during the races. Mark trying to test my internet. Dude, I honestly, sorry about that. I didn't realize that that's going on right now. We got Trail Monster out of Arizona in the squad. What's up, Trail Monster? Emmanuel Jimenez. He says, heck yeah, let's go. And I'm also realizing, guys, I'm broadcasting. We're broadcasting on a Saturday night. So the show is normally on Thursday. But Pat leaves tomorrow. And I thought, dude, let's jump on the podcast, say what's up to everybody, talk about everything. Oh, yeah, the whole shot.
Yeah,
okay.
Can't forget that.
Can't forget the whole shot. Let's take a look. Whole shot is the person that chimed in at 6:30, and dude, it is Emmanuel Jimenez right there. Congratulations for the whole shot. Good job, Emmanuel. Heck yeah. You definitely win something. I have been getting some stuff the last couple of days. So Emmanuel, I will link up with you after the show and I'll be able to get you something. I got some cool stuff.
Really cool stuff.
Yeah. We've seen some cool sick eyewear coming in. We got some eyewear from Spy Optic. That was incredible. The Super Flins. Also, what else did they pop? They popped in there the Monolith Speed glasses.
I think that's what they're called. They look sick.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
The lenses are crazy on that. And then Cali Protectives also sent out some eyewear. They're getting into the game. And dude, we rode in those Cali Protective glasses today. And I wish I had some sitting here to show you guys, but I think they're called the Solaris. Literally, you guys, they come with 3 lenses. You got polarized, you got mirrored, and then you have, what's the yellow low light one?
Yeah, like a low light yellow tint lens.
Yeah, they remind me a lot of like you were saying like 100% or like a Smith or something. Or
yeah, they've got the full coverage like a Smith or a 100%.
Yeah, yeah, so good. So we rode in those today, and they felt pretty light, pretty amazing.
Yeah,
good coverage. I don't know if you could see, like suntan for the people that are on YouTube right now. We got some sun today. So Emmanuel, I'll get with you and get you some good stuff. We got MTB Guys. Let's see who else is on here. Electric Trail Pimp. And feel free also to ask questions as you all get to know Pat Ellis, who's insane writer, for coming out of Grand Rapids, Michigan to Southern California and just jumping on these trails and sending it right off the bat. I'm like, dude, this guy's got skills. So you have a BMX background, from what I understand. Is
Yeah.
that's true?
Yeah, yeah. I started riding BMX in like 2002, and it was just BMX nonstop until like 2017 when I picked up a mountain bike. And I still ride BMX a little bit here and there, but it hurts a lot more nowadays.
Yeah. Kim and I got BMX bikes for Christmas, and I don't know how to land on those things.
No suspension.
Right, no suspension. It's funny because like I see people when they huck stuff, they're using their legs as suspension, right? And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
it's a lot of is it a lot of back tire first?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like gauging where you're landing, what kind of transition, or if there is one. But yeah, if it's like a jump to flat, back wheel a little bit first to kind of absorb that landing.
Whoa. Yeah, I don't have that. I don't have that yet. What I'll do is I'll go back tire first, the front tire slaps, and then my wrists hurt. But so for BMX bikes, what bike are you on right now?
Right now I'm riding a kink BMX frame, the Kinetic. It's a Jacob Cable signature frame. It's kind of more of a street oriented geometry, so it's like tight, snappy, quick, which is my kind of riding, like technical.
Nice. As far as like I know when I was buying bikes, I was trying to figure out like which size to get. So I initially was thinking like 21, and then they're like, "Oh, dude, that's too big. Like go to like 20.5. No, go to 20.75." And I was like, "What? Wait, what?"
Yeah, it's kind of funny how like the rest of cycling measures things in like millimeters or centimeters, and BMX frames are just like in quarter-inch increments.
And there's that much of a difference. Like if you get a 21, but then eventually you wish you had like a 20 for tricks and jibs and spinning and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I've always ridden like a 20 and 3/4 or 21-inch top tube, but it seems nowadays a lot of frames are coming in like 21.25, or even
Ooh.
like there's a whole new category like 22-inch frames, different wheel sizes now too.
Yeah, it's insane.
In freestyle, like that's existed in racing for a long time.
Okay. Things are changing so much on all the bikes. Like
Yeah.
we were actually driving back from the trails today, and Pat had mentioned that I forget who it was. Somebody was like creating a 32-inch mountain bike,
Yeah, yeah, I'm
32-inch
sure.
wheel.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody's following the pink bike stuff, but they were unveiling some Maxxis 32-inch tires, and um, some controversy over newer wheel sizes.
Yeah, because like I don't know what you guys are you thinking about that out there, but I guess there was a time obviously we were at 26, and then we went up, and like no one dreamed that we'd be at 29. But can we dream that there'd be 32? Like, would that be fun? What would that feel like?
Maybe not for you or I, but if you're like maybe 6'5" plus, it would be probably more fun.
Right? Yeah. Because I'm like 5'7" on like, on a good day. But I do love the mullet, which is awesome. Riding MX, just being a shorter rider for me. But man, can you imagine like a 32 in the front and a 27.5 out the back? Would
Oh,
that?
we're getting into the penny farthing bike territory right there.
I know, right? Totally. Yeah, totally. Oh man. We got what are we saying? Imagine how many saying let's hit Sky Park tomorrow. Dude, that would be sick. That'd be sick to take Pat to Sky Park. Unfortunately, Pat's flying out tomorrow, but he's been here for a while. Emmanuel's saying, I hope it's the shirt off your back. Don't even wash it. Dude, you don't want, yeah, you don't want this shirt, brother.
It's a good looking jersey though. I was complimenting on it earlier.
Yeah, it's got I feel cool in this shirt. I feel cool in this shirt. MTB guys saying you all went to dog park. Yes, we did. I'm sad to miss another group ride. Just a bit far for us in LA. Yeah, brother, it wasn't much of a group ride. It was kind of we had a squad. We had Steve Caballero on the squad. We had Joey Yates on the squad. A really cool guy by the name of Renee, who has a pretty cool company where he creates all like the rails for skateboarding in skate parks and stuff like that. Super nice guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess we could start there too. Like, dude, what did you think of Dog Park?
it exceeded expectations. So before coming here, like I kind of looked up stuff about dog park, saw the videos, all that, and then seeing it in person is just things are steeper. The braking bumps are more intense. The jumps are farther. It's just so crazy. I could spend an entire weekend out there alone.
Yeah, that place is really fun. We got to YT, and one of the bikes that Pat had his eye on was the YT Izzo, because from where he rides out there in Michigan, uh, you were thinking that's like the perfect weapon for some of the trails out your way.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, the terrain back home in Grand Rapids, it's pretty flat, not a whole lot of elevation, more cross country ish, but there are some like flow trails. So the Izzo was something I kind of wanted to try out, but there's not a whole lot of YTs back home. So having the opportunity to throw a leg over and actually ride one was something I wanted to do.
Yeah, yeah, I thought that was cool. And they brought out this really cool, like champagne-y color, bronzish color.
Yeah, I don't even know what they actually call it, but it really popped in the light.
Yeah,
That bike is poppy. It pops off jumps.
yeah. I think like the first trail, and I feel bad. I feel bad because I was thinking in my mind, like, what trail would be good for you to experience that was long and fun. So we took Pat up to Car Crash, for the folks who know that area. And Car Crash on an Izzo is, looking back on it now, Pat was saying, like, dude, that was a little sketchy.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, you could see like the O-ring on his fork. He used all of it. Mainly, was it like on the rock rolls or?
Yeah, yeah. Some of those steep rock rolls and then the braking bumps into the turns. Like, mind you, this is my first run at dog park on a
Yes.
bike I've never ridden, and we pushed that thing to its limit.
Yeah, we met Cab and Joey and Renee at Top of Jump Line, and they were like, "What do you guys want to do?" Like, they're like, "We've done everything. Um, so I don't know. What do you think? You want to do Car Crash?" And we're like, "Okay, let's get up to Car Crash." And man, when we got to the bottom of Car Crash, I look at Pat's face. He had a blast, but his face was like, "Dude, we pushed that bike to the limit."
Yeah, yeah. They all got their warm ups in, and they've ridden there so many times before. And I was like, I guess we're going in on this one. This is the famous one I've seen. So it
Yeah,
was so fun.
that was fun. That was fun. But man, he did great. He did like 7 to 8 miles on the Izzo.
Yeah,
On
trying to
those
keep up with
trails.
you guys on your e-mountain bike too.
I know. Yeah, he was killing it. Like, we got to for the folks who've ridden there before, dog park, for Car Crash, you could start now on an upper level where you hit like two gaps coming in, you cross the road, you can canyon jump, and then you kind of go down and back up. And then you have like the proper drop in, or you can turn left into hole in the fence. And we all got to that part where we're at the top looking at the drop to hole in the fence, and Pat was just right there with us. We were like, dude, let's go. Let's go. He got it. He got it good. And we've been filming a lot, so be able to have a video for you guys to check out on YouTube. I did some follow cam of Pat down Car Crash on the decoy later.
Yeah, yeah. After returning the Izzo to YT, hopped on the decoy, and everything was way easier and more confidence inspiring on that bike.
Dude, he was sending.
got a little sketchy on Car Crash. You'll see it in the video.
Yeah, yeah. We could just say he took the left line on the second drop.
Yeah.
On that trail. And then but yeah, no crashes involved, all skins intact. He's good. He's good. We got a couple comments here. Let's see, Emmanuel says 32 seems too big for the trails, but I'm sure it could have some application somewhere. Yeah, good point. True.
For sure.
MTB guy saying dog park lips are kicky, still built well, but you want to slow down and maybe adjust suspension.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lips there are it almost seems like they're like BMX trails type jumps, like steep and deep.
Yeah.
But I liked it. There was quite a bit of breeze that day, so it was a little scary on the lightweight Izzo.
Yeah. Yeah. We had a crosswind that was like going left to right over the trail, or right to left.
Seemed like a crosswind the whole time.
Every time we were just like, holy crap.
That didn't slow Joey and Cab down though. They were just sending everything.
Dude, those guys, every time I was like, is the wind bothering you guys? They're like, what wind? No, no, we're good.
Yeah.
this is fine. Which was super cool. And dude, I'm glad you got to meet those guys too.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I've seen them in your videos. Like, obviously, like Steve Caballero is like a legend. So it was really cool to meet them, ride with them. Try not to fanboy out with Steve right there.
Yeah. Yeah, you did great. You did great. Nobody would have known. And then at the end, we were back in the mill, hanging out. You were getting some shopping, like picking out some cool stuff, some new swag,
Yeah.
some new, really comfortable, good swag there at YT. Oh yeah,
the pocket tee on.
he's got the pocket tee right there.
Got a couple long sleeve shirts.
Yeah, you rode in that long sleeve like dry fit jersey today.
That was super comfortable today.
Yeah, looked good. He got compliments too at the back of the parking lot. I'm like, damn, no one's complimenting my shirt. But to get back at that, we were hanging out in there, you know, just talking with everybody. And then Big E from Yoshimura walks in. That was sick.
Yeah,
that was dope.
Yeah, I mean, I had listened to your podcast with him with the Yoshimura stuff, and like their pedals are just like next level. So riding their pedals on your bike and then getting to see Big E in person, like that was really cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I was trying not to fanboy out too. I was like, oh, yo, Big E's in the house. Why did I say that out loud? But yeah, so dog park lips are kicky, still well built, dude. And then for the folks who have been out there, Hammer Time, we were on Hammer Time as one of the trails. We got a lot of trails in Hammer Time. The second jump on Hammer Time, you could either take like the wood plank jump into the step down, or you can now hit this, like they beefed up this kicker and you kind of like go down a little bit and then it pops up pretty quick. And I did not hit that well. Cab was hitting it well. He was towing me in, and I got bucked. I thought I was going over.
You got a little nose heavy.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Just a little bit. And Joey, when I ride with Joey, he's the coolest dude. He never says much out there, like, you know, he's always encouraging. But as I came through where he was standing at the berm, he goes, "That's about as short as you want to come on that jump." I literally nosedive, like pretty much right at the very, very edge of the landing, almost quasi cased it.
Yeah, if you had nosedived maybe like 3 feet further, you would have been landing perfect into that backside.
Yeah, but I was about 3 feet and an inch very close to.
But that was your first hit.
True.
Yeah.
But yeah, that kicked me funky. I was like, it was crazy. I started out fine, and then like the back tire just kept coming up. I was like, why does it keep lifting? What's going on? I totally messed that up, but definitely, it was definitely fun out there.
Yeah, it was a blast.
And then I told this guy down Jump Line, Frankenbeans, and you loved that one.
Yeah, that was super fun. Yeah, it wasn't anything like super deadly. You could use trail speed really well at all the jumps.
Yeah, I heard you behind me, just like the tires, and then the I-9 just back there zipping like in the air. So yeah, I knew he was flying good. It was awesome. Electric Trail Pimp is saying, how about a Decoy SN or a full fat? They're having a huge sale. Yeah, I think like 50% off right now for online.
Yeah, I've been low key checking out the website, looking at YT bikes. I'm like, I kind of want one now. Like after riding a bunch of them here, I want to get one when I get home.
Yeah, he's been on the Decoy, the regular Decoy, the SN, the Izzo, and then yeah, you got some time on the YT Jeff C too.
Yeah, the Jeff C is probably for something back at home. I would consider that, because it's like it can handle some bigger stuff. It still pedals really well, and it plays too.
Yeah, dude, he can. This guy's got steez. He's like doing blunt. If we found this behind the house back here, there's like this empty drainage ditch, and Pat's going up like doing like on the bike blunt to fakie, and like faking all the way back to the upper transition on the other side, and then popping up again and manualing all the way down the street, wheeling into like a coast wheelie, all kinds of stuff. I think Kim had texted me something like, she saw the video. She goes, "Man, that is like gonna be a while before that bike sees that much skill again." I was like, Thanks, babe. Thanks a lot. Electric Trail Pip is saying car crash is my favorite. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good choice. What do you guys think out there? Like if you've ridden dog park, what's your favorite line? And then Pat, what was yours? If you could pick one, and we did quite a bit.
Yeah, car crash or hole in the fence was super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like anything. No, what was sloppy seconds?
Oh, yeah. Sloppy seconds is
Yeah,
good.
that canyon shoot at the end where it's like super narrow. It was like the scenes with the pod racers in episode 1. Like it was like that.
Yeah.
On a bike.
Heck yeah. Yeah. And it had rained here not too long ago. So like it was completely sticky through there. In fact, there was still a little bit of a puddle at the bottom of it.
Yeah.
But we were shredding. Of course, he bunny hopped it. But we were shredding down that thing. We did that twice, yeah?
I think we did sloppy seconds once.
Did we do it once?
Yeah, because then we went up. I was still in the Izzo.
Oh, that's right.
It took me a minute to catch up to you guys on the climb back up.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. And then once you got on the decoy, then we went up just to the top and did like car crash, hole in the fence, more.
Yeah, your battery was running low.
Yes.
So we had to call it sooner than later.
Yeah, I was tired too. He meant my battery, like me.
Yeah,
I was dying. I was dying towards the end. But yeah, we got like almost 20 miles in at dog park, which was awesome. MTB Guide is saying, LOL, I love the Izzo, but it's pointy as I would describe it. Yeah, I wonder what he means by pointy.
That's accurate though. I don't really like it makes sense when you've ridden a bike like that, especially on trails like that. It is pointy, it's sharp, it's accurate. I mean, as their OIT's advertising is for the Izzo, like sharp like a katana, like it's very sharp.
Sharp, fast, agile. I get you. Yes, very aerodynamic looking from the side too. The way that the geometry is on that.
Yeah. The lines, the way they lined up, the like the seat stay just shoots right into the top tube, and the linkage is like very minimal. It looks really good.
What did you think about climbing that? Because there was a couple punchy climbs when you were on the Izzo. Did it climb pretty good?
It climbed pretty well. Yeah. It doesn't climb as efficiently as a true XC bike, but I mean, when you're pointing it downhill, it's a good balance. I would say it excels more on the climbs than anything.
Okay.
The stock tires on it were more aggressive. So if you were like an XC down country kind of rider, like maybe lighten up the tires a little bit and it would be more efficient. But I mean, that thing handled a lot on the downhills.
Yeah, keeping up with us on the decoys, like 170 in the front, 165 in the back, and look back and he's right there.
yeah, I think that Izzo is spec'd with like 140, 130.
Shoo.
So if I couldn't help but wonder, like, if you bumped it up to 150 up front, how much more capable it would be on the downhills.
Yeah, make it like a downcountry type bike.
Yeah, or a light trail bike.
Right? Holy, as they say, shit balls. That would be cool. Clownfish, what's up, Clownfish? Welcome to the show. He says, I bought a decoy. I'm picking it up in mid-April. Congratulations. I plan a demo in SN when I'm in SoCal. Hope to see some great riders and fun folks when I'm in there. Definitely you will. You definitely will. Like, just hanging out in there is super cool, super fun. I feel like there are so many people going in and out of that place.
Yeah, it was insane. Like the foot traffic going in and out of that store, like even like at dog park, the amount of people sitting up at the top of the trails and everything. It was crazy.
Yeah, super crazy. And then beers on tap, coffee.
Yeah.
It's just
very accommodating. You know, I had heard about it and stuff, and like getting to see upstairs with all the bikes and on display.
Oh yeah.
They've got a changing room so you can try on gear and stuff. They've got full apparel line, the new rain gear and everything. Like it's like a kid in a candy store if you're a mountain biker.
I know. I was like, dang. Yeah, then people are just popping in and out. So yes, Clownfish, you never know who's going to be in there. I mean, so many athletes go in and out of there. So many YouTubers, Instagram folks, like just all different types of people that ride. If you have a favorite person that rides in the area, most likely they'll swing by too. So yeah, I think you're gonna have a great time. But congratulations on the decoy. You're gonna have a blast on that. Mid-April, that's coming up. Can't come up soon enough. I'm sure he's feeling like, come on, I need that thing. What's up, Tumor Warrior? Tumor Warrior Media is in. He says, whoa, live guest. Yeah, this is the first time I'm having a live guest. This is awesome. This works. I can't believe it. 2 microphones. You guys can hear us. We're not just like you guys can hear us, right?
I sure hope so.
Yeah, they can hear us. Clownfish is saying, I'm excited. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Super stoked for you. MTV Guys is saying, dude, that kicker is the only thing I skip on Hammer Time. It is iffy. Don't blame you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super poppy, but the landing looks nice and long, and then the double after it is you've got plenty of speed into that.
Oh yeah.
That kicker, it's scary looking.
Yeah, we actually watched a guy go through and he squashed it when we were standing there looking at it.
Yeah.
It was like a complete different style, like BMX style. You know, when Pat jumps, he like pops. And this guy like did the opposite, he like squashed it.
Yeah, he kind of like racered over it and just like almost like scrubbed it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We were both like, whoa. So maybe that's the trick?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't have that speed style kind of riding. Like I don't understand that.
Same. MTV Guys saying, yeah, dude, that yeah. So but the wooden jump next to it is literally only like half a bike length further up.
Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of nice that it had that. So right next to the lip, there's a wooden like plank that you can kind of jump into, and it's a shorter gap, and that's it's nice that they have 2 options there.
Yeah, and that's smooth. Like when you take off on that thing and you hit that down slope, you generate all that speed into that left berm to that gap.
Yeah, it's great.
That is awesome. MTV Guys saying also, absolutely jump line, Frank and Beans. Yeah, the start gives me concrete bowl vibes, like BMX, going as fast as you can handle.
For sure.
Right into that berm, huh?
Yeah, that's a good way to relate it.
Yeah, it's crazy when you first. I mean, I'm sure as the first time hitting it, when I was like, like that takeoff is kind of blind, but as soon as you get up there, you see the landing and then you see the berm. But what did you think that too when you were first coming up to it?
Yeah, well, just like looking at the takeoff, I was like, this is like, it looks like it's made of concrete.
Yeah.
And then you were describing like the trail speed and stuff and going into the berm, and like it held really well.
Yeah, deep enough, holds really well, left and then right. It's that little like you could even hop out of that right berm that follows. That was really cool. It was really fun. Electric Trail Pimp is saying that Izzo is the YT skateboard. Oh, that's a good description.
Yeah.
Poppy, light, nimble.
Yup, shorter wheelbase.
Yeah. Interesting. Oh, check this out. So there's a video out there. Electric Trail Pimp is saying, watch Danny Uo SoCal at Snow Summit on the Izzo.
He's probably gonna push that. He's probably gonna push that thing to its full limit. I'll have to check that out for sure.
Bike park? Holy crap! Holy crap! White Electric Trail Pimp is saying YT has the best sales strategy and customer service. So yeah, for the folks who don't live in the area, the other cool thing that they have is this is ridiculous too. They have a thing called the garage sale. So you have the 50% off online, but then you have the garage sale, and these bikes are out in front, ready to go right then and there. For example, what was the one build that we saw that girl and her boyfriend buy?
Yeah, the bikes out front, they don't have listed online or anything. It's like previous demo models or whatever, blemish. And she came in, and I think she picked up like an Izzo with a NX build for sub $1,500.
Yeah, access on it. She was so stoked.
Yeah, carbon front, triangle, alloy rear, killer deal.
Yeah, she got pedals too, because you don't get pedals anymore.
Yeah, pedals and a bottle and cage too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they even installed that for her too.
Yeah. Most shops won't send you out the door with pedals, but YT threw them on there for her.
Yeah,
got the bike fit ready and suspension and all that tuned, and I think her and her boyfriend went out the door and went and hit some trails.
Yeah, you could tell he was happy. He was like, she was happy You could tell he was like, dude, yeah, let's go. So they were heading out to Laguna afterwards to put that bike through some. That was cool. And the pedals they put on there, I think they were Crank Brothers stamp.
Yeah, it looked like the stamps were on my demo bike as well, and I mean those are like a reliable pedal overall. So
that's so cool. That's so cool. Clownfish is saying we have a fun trail here in Prescott, Arizona called Bean Peaks Gravity Flow. I'm going tomorrow to practice for those trails behind YT.
nice.
Yeah, I think I've heard. I think that must be new. Clownfish, is that new? Because I saw some footage of riding dirty, riding some of these trails out there, and it's like looks cool. It's like in the trees, lots of jumps, big tabletops. I wonder if that is the one. But yeah, that'd be a great place to practice.
Yeah. Also, Clownfish, your photo is that a pre-runner Ford Ranger?
That looks.
If it is, I've got a love for Ford Rangers, so that's cool.
That's cool. That is super cool. Let's talk about you're doing a lot of good things for West Michigan. I mean, we could briefly talk about the movie that you were on.
Yeah.
To promote it.
Yeah. I mean, so I help volunteer with the local trail organization in Grand Rapids, and I was fortunate enough to be part of a short film called The Grand Ride, where I kind of just go around town and rip around on the mountain bike, some BMX in there too at a skate park, and just kind of showcase the green spaces and parks that we have, and kind of show that mountain biking does exist in, smaller cities and places without mountains.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It'll be online sometime in July.
That's awesome, man. That is so awesome. Yeah, I mean, you did that project, you're on that film. That's gonna help for other people to realize, like, get out and ride. Get out and ride your bike.
Yeah, the whole message is like you can have fun on so many things on a bike. It doesn't have to be well manicured flow trails or like the gnarliest rock chutes like you guys have here. It's like you can have fun on anything, and there'll be clips of me like jibbing off of trees and like jumping like just random things in the local parks. So that's the message. Just get outside, have fun, enjoy what you have, and make the most out of it.
That's so cool. That's really cool. Jeez, man. I can't wait to see that when it comes out. And that's cool that you're doing something like that to help encourage others to get outside and ride and get motivated to jump on the bike. Because, dude, we all know when we jump on the bike, it's so much fun. You're just like, 3 hours went by. What?
Yeah.
Could we do another one? But on top of that, like, what is the organization that you're with out there that helps also take care of the trails?
Yeah, so in Grand Rapids, I work with the West Michigan Mountain Bike Alliance called WMMBA, and they help build and maintain the trails in the area.
Nice. That's cool. That's really cool. And when you guys see him ride, you're like, okay, I need to go hit those trails because I need to get to ride like this guy rides.
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of the work that we do, it can range anything from like clearing deadfall after storms, even like just raking in like ruts from rainstorms, or maintaining lips and landings and berms on some of the flow trails. It's like a little bit of everything. It's a small community, but when the trail days happen and there's a big turnout, it's super heartwarming, and it's cool. It makes you want to help out and contribute more to your local community.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome, man. That's really cool. Clownfish, actually, MT Guides, solid right here. It says, ride what you brung. Riding random, smaller feature builds skills much quicker than skating downhill over and over.
Yeah. Well put. I mean, like, not everybody has trails in their town, so you work with what you got, and if you're fortunate enough to come to a place like this where the community is huge, the trails are amazing, like hopefully you're ready for it.
Yeah, definitely. And the only way to get ready is to get out on that bike and ride and have fun. Definitely. So I think that film is going to really inspire a lot of people. And I can't wait to see that, man. That's going to be cool. Looks like we got Sawyer Harris, maybe who worked on the film with you, says, after working with Pat on the film, it inspired me to get a bike. Well done, bro.
Yeah, Sawyer. Sawyer was he was the head filmer that kind of like spearheaded this project and everything. And working with him was great. He's a professional with a camera, and he is getting a Yeti. Yeah, yes,
Yo,
SB 140. So he's gonna be ripping with me this
damn.
summer.
Hell yeah. Welcome aboard, Sawyer. Congratulations and welcome to the mountain bike community. That's sick. Yeah, it's so inspiring. I'm sure that was inspiring to go around, like, to work with you on that film to get all the different spots.
Yeah.
And for people who may not know what it's like on to put together a project like that, the film itself is a short film, but the making of such a film is like a big undertaking, isn't it?
It really is. And I mean, in West Michigan, our good season, it's not as long as other places. So
Mhm.
the point of the film was it was supposed to look like one continuous day, like going from trail system to trail system, skate park, so on and so forth. And it actually took uh, with scheduling because Sawyer had to drive 2 hours to Grand Rapids to film with me.
Oh,
So
wow.
scheduling and all that, it was like almost a 6 month project.
Wow.
One of the shots was actually in January. It was 20 something degrees outside, but you wouldn't know it.
Wow.
It looked like a summer morning.
Wow. You just had to like time it right with the right lighting where the sun
Yeah.
was to have that continue continuous view for the viewer of the day.
Yeah. And I mean, like any film project outside, the weather can change. Some days were extra windy, so we had to kind of had to nix one location because it was too windy. Drones, like all that, and like it's just some locations didn't work out.
Mm,
Timing too, because some spots are busy. There's a lot of foot traffic, a lot of pedestrians around, so you had to wait for that to clear. Yeah, it's fun. It was fun to work on something like that.
yeah, dude, I bet. And then like the amount of inspiration that it'll have after is going to be really cool. You know, the impact that you'll have on people who, I mean, it's already starting. You already got Sawyer on a bike, and we all know how that feels, and it's cool to be able to share that feeling with somebody. That's awesome. Clownfish is asking, congratulations on the film. What's it called?
It's called The Grand Ride.
There it is.
Yeah, if any of you have seen like some of Danny McCaskill's films, like it's kind of like that, like a feel good, like have fun vibe. My friend Alex Clark, who's another ripper out there, he makes an appearance, and we ripped down our local flow trail together.
That's sick. Sick. What's that local trail called?
So it's called Richmond Park.
Okay.
It's actually a really short trail. It's only got maybe 100 feet of elevation. Um, I think top to bottom is like just over a half mile. It's really not long,
Yeah.
but it's full of features like berms and jumps. We just got some rocks brought in last year.
Sick.
The local trail wizard Justin Simpson, he's been like shaping all the lips by hand and shovel
Oh,
with like he's out there all day long working on stuff, and it looks beautiful. It's like a work of art.
wow. Shout out to Justin, dude. That's trail wizards are the best. That I love that. I've heard trail angels. That's the first time I heard trail wizard. I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna use that.
He's something else with that stuff. And then like we've had more trail days specifically at that trail system, and the amount of people turning out just that want to help out the people that want more jumps and more skill based features, bigger stuff. You can see that there's a lot of riders in Grand Rapids that want that kind of stuff, and it's really cool. So hopefully that kind of shows the community, the city, the county that there is a need for that kind of stuff, more progressive features, and maybe we'll get our own full size bike park someday. That'd be cool.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, the local ski hill has the elevation for it. It would be cool to have that.
Yeah, it's a good way for them to make revenue during the summer when they'd normally be closed.
Right.
And they'd have just in that area, in the surrounding areas, tons of people coming. Because right now, the only bike park, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, in Michigan or maybe in that area too, is it Boyne Highlands is the only chairlift service mountain bike park?
Yeah. And anybody correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Boyne Highlands up towards the Mackinac Bridge is the only lift service bike park in the Lower Peninsula.
Wow. Yeah, they could use another one because there's definitely ski lifts out there.
Yeah, and Michigan's the mountain bike community there it is huge.
Yeah. Yeah, it's man, you show up to Boyne Highlands and you're like, holy crap. You show up to any trailer out there, you're like, holy crap.
Yeah, I think closing weekend, I think we waited like what 20 minutes in line to get on the lift,
Yes.
something like that.
Yeah, that line was like going way back. And then we started sessioning spots because we're like, well, the line's long. Let's
Yeah.
just stay here and session this drop.
Yeah, there were people from Wisconsin, Indiana, like surrounding Midwest states that came out to that bike park.
Right. So another bike park would be amazing.
For real.
Definitely so. You never know, man. Maybe you keep pushing that, they'll hear it. The local community hears it, and
Yeah.
that might happen.
Yeah.
MT Guide's asking, what would love a link stream location though?
Yeah. So it's not available online quite yet. Hopefully sometime in July. And if I'll send it over to you when it's available, and the link will be available, and y'all can view it.
Nice.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Also, too, probably for the folks that are on here and they're interested in that, hop on over and follow Pat on Loose Spokes on Instagram.
Yeah, loose_spokes.
Yeah. And then you'll definitely get notified when the film comes out, which would be cool. Marty Octodad out of New Zealand is here. What's up, Marty? Good to see you. Says, what's up, MTB nerds? Yes, we are geeking out over some good stuff today.
Oh yeah.
This is good stuff. Clownfish says, I keep seeing people wearing T-Rex MTB jerseys like Tommy. How can I get one? So, okay, so with Tommy's jerseys, the Reckless Riders, one of the ways you can do it is if you go to his restaurant. His restaurant is Monarch 9, and it's in Yorba Linda. If you go there or just Google Monarch 9, or maybe even call them if you're not in the area and you want a jersey, he has them there. So you can pick up a jersey at his restaurant. But if you're in the area or can get there, dude, the food is good. It's like, I think it was like rated Orange County's best Vietnamese restaurant like 2 or 3 years in a row. It is no joke good. It is so good. I know we just ate, dude, but now I'm hungry again.
I know. Yeah. Well, we burned a lot of calories.
We did. We did. Electric Trail Pip is saying, Clownfish, you have to email Tommy. Yeah, there you go. Or you can send a shirt or go to Monarch. No, yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly the way. Those jerseys are sick and they're pretty iconic when you see them on the trails. You see somebody in that jersey and you automatically think like, these guys are sending it. These guys are sending it. So going back to, okay, so we talked about dog park, favorite trail, probably Sloppy Seconds, you were saying.
Yeah.
That was a ton of fun. Then we hit Greer Ranch while you've been here.
Yeah.
And got a chance. That's a little bit of a different terrain.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Like when you ride dog park, you're like, where are the rocks? And then you go to Greer, you're like, there they are.
Yeah, Greer was awesome. It was quite different from dog park, but the views were great. The amount of rocks and rock gardens and rock rolls, it was super cool. And like when you get to the top there, at the top of Overdrive, like just being able to take a break and enjoy the views, and the signs are super cool. They're all kind of like DIY, welded together, everything's slapped with stickers.
Yes.
Yeah.
That culture feel, you get a good culture feel from that. And you were actually looking up some stuff on how the trails were named, I think you were saying.
Yeah. Oh, well, I was Haro just came out with a couple new models, and one is called the Daily and one's called the Greer. And they mentioned that the Greer was, I think, named after Greer Ranch, which was cool.
That's really cool. Shout out to Haro for that. Oh, you were showing me that. That was actually that was Colin. I'm gonna mess up his name.
Colin Verignac.
Verignac, yes. Is that his model?
Yeah, he posted on his story that he got a new carbon model. But he's been ripping the alloy one for a while now, and the stuff he does on that thing is just wild for how big of a bike it is.
Yeah, that guy is so good. Like we went through like a little bit of a rabbit hole on on his Instagram. Colin Varniak. God, I hope I'm saying that right. Colin, let me know if I'm not saying that right. But I had the pleasure of doing, I was telling you I did a group ride for Brett Tippy when Brett Tippy here was in town. Brett Tippy had released a movie, and it was also a motivational movie. And then the next day after the movie, we did this group ride, and Colin was in the group. And it was like very cool to have an X Games gold medalist BMXer in the squad, but completely rips on the mountain bike. they were sending, for the folks who have been out the dog park, there's a big step up that Anthony Napolitan had made. And that step up is ginormous. And Colin was just playing with it like it was like nothing.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. He treats the big bike like a BMX bike.
Yeah. How?
I don't know. He's something else. Like,
right? Like, what did we see like on some of the Instagram clips? Like manual across the top of a tabletop and then dropping in on the landing with a bar spin.
Yeah.
That was nuts.
Yeah. I can't remember one single one. It was just like tech.
Yeah.
Like doing a long brakeless nose manual on a dirt jumper. Like that's, you don't see that.
How? How? What was the other jump that he did? He did a bar spin in the air, caught the bar, then went to T-bog.
Yeah. Yeah. On a full trail bike.
Yeah. What the hell? Colin, share the secrets. I know it's hard work and talent. I know that's what that is. But you know, if there's a cheat code out there, let us know. Clownfish is saying, you guys are awesome community. So stoked to find you and the boys on YouTube. Yeah, dude. Welcome aboard, bro. So stoked you're here. Also in your area, in the Prescott area, check out Riding Dirty. He's in your area as well. Definitely another fun. He makes some crazy fun clips too. So going back to Greer, we did Overdrive, Panda, Distortion, Double D, the bottom part of TMB.
Yeah.
And what did you think? I know we had to leave, get out of there, and then I had to go pick up my kiddo. So we were racing the clock a little bit, but we got in a good 14 miles at Greer.
Yeah, it was awesome. What we thought was Panda.
Yeah, exactly.
That was super fun.
That was a fresh trail. That was a freshie.
It looked brand new.
Yeah, like hadn't been ridden in yet. We basically stumbled upon it.
No, but like, yeah, Distortion and Overdrive were probably my favorites there too.
Yeah, those are fun. You were ripping them too, man. So good. And then on the climb, there's a climb called Reverb, and then halfway up the climb, there's literally a rock wall it's about what, 3.5 feet?
Yeah, it's just like it's just a big boulder.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like it's a feature, and it's not even on the trail, but we put it on the trail.
Yeah. Oh, Electric Trail Pimp is calling out our beer. He says,
"Oh yeah,
open them."
Oh, dude, yeah, here you go. This is for you, Electric Trail Pimp. Ready?
Yeah.
Get it real close to the microphone. Mother Earth.
Go.
Beers.
Crack.
There you go. Cheers. Cheers to you guys out in the chat. Here we go. Cheers. This is delicious, right?
Yeah, buddy.
That's good stuff.
This is the Cali Cream and Vanilla Cream Ale.
Yes, Mother Earth, Cali Cream and Vanilla Cream Ale. Oh, that's good stuff. Good call. Good call, Mr. Trail Pimp. You are a scholar and a gentleman. So we were on Overdrive, and that was super fun. We topped to bottom on Overdrive. We went back up, and I said, on the break off on Overdrive to Underdrive, there's a right left on this like kind of like corner of the mountain. We went left, and the first cut in should be Panda. There's a sign that says beware of Panda. I somehow missed it, went over the rock platform for Bluebird, and then hit my brakes. I was like, oh crap, we missed it. And literally looked to my left, there was another sign that said beware of Panda. And I'm like, oh, we can get it right here. So we drop in, and you're looking at the ground. It's not bedded in. You can still see some of the roots from the bushes getting kind of pulled, you know? And I'm like, this is all brand new. And it goes down a big steep. And it comes up to a seemingly look like a big step up.
Yeah.
I didn't really look at it because I was just like, am I lost? Where are we?
Yeah, that wasn't the Panda I thought that we were going to drop into.
Yeah, that's on all the videos, right? This is a brand new one, and it had I mean, how would you describe it? That was we had a blast on it.
Yeah, it was great. It's a bunch of rock chunk. The dirt it looked a lot like more recently manicured, and then there were some good doubles at the end.
Yeah,
and then it spit out right by the climb trail
Reverb.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that little section down there where like and then we looked at it and it's on Trail Forks or Strava. What did it call that segment? Like
Panda Express orange chicken or something like
orange
that. I don't
chicken
know.
fried rice or something like that. I was like, God, no wonder why I like that.
But yeah, but you were calling out on Panda that there was a like a jump going over a fence. So
Yes.
I was constantly looking for that, and we didn't see it.
No, not on that one.
No.
It wasn't there. But we go back to the videos. We actually even went back to a Panda video. We're like, that looks like the same turn in that we did.
Yeah.
With the same beware of panda sign.
So anybody who knows where we went wrong, please let us know.
Yeah.
Because we dropped in where like all the videos dropped into.
Yeah, right. And we're like on a whole different trail. It was bizarre, but ended up being like a great treat because it was super fun.
It was fun, yeah.
We were sliding down some of the chutes where the dirt was kind of loose. We were sliding down those things. We're just like, woo, here we go. So if you had to pick a trail that you liked or was most iconic at Greer, what would you say?
Overdrive.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Yeah, those rocks. I like the rocks are super. They're a big treat for me because we don't really have a ton of like steep, rocky, shooty stuff at home. So any chance I get to ride that and get better at it, like I love it.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's definitely one of the favorites. It feels like overdrive and distortion. You can't go wrong with calling those, and doing those. Overdrive is fun, especially the way we did it. We did top to bottom. Generally, people do the upper section, and then there's like a middle area where you can like pause for a second, recalibrate, and then drop the lower section. But we blasted through. We're on e-bike, so we just blasted through the whole thing. And that bottom half is chunky.
Yeah.
Big long rock garden.
Yeah. It scared me the first time through, but it's fun. Like
totally fun. Totally fun. Yeah, that was a blast. Oh, we got dropping MTV just joined. What's up? Johnny says you should have taken hard left before Bluebird. Okay, that's where we went wrong. So, John, what is the dropping MTV is on? What is the one where you take a left after Bluebird? Because it also says Beware of Panda, but that looks brand new. Is that the Trail Dogs Trail? Which it may not be, because I think the Trail Dog Trail is on the other ridge closer to TMB and Insidious. But if you know, John, let me know what that is, because that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
MTV guy is saying, I wonder if it's actually gone, as I noticed a recent flattening photo from somewhere down there, but not sure if Greer, that place might change. True. Maybe. I know. Whatever we did, it wasn't the Panda that I remember, the ones that we saw video of, because there wasn't the fence jump in it at all. Or when you enter Panda, there's like the really nice rock work stair step.
Yeah.
That wasn't on this one either. It was just kind of like right into a chute into a big step up. It almost seemed like.
Yeah.
I remember that right.
All the rocks were not there. It was and that rock work looked like it took some serious time. So
yeah,
hopefully it didn't get ripped out.
Yeah, hopefully it's still there. I think it's there. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that.
Yeah.
But then so we had a blast there, and then today we were at Velocity. He got a chance. It was kind of like it was a toss-up between Luisenyo and Velocity, and we decided to go Velocity today. Well, I wanted to give you the choice because they're both pretty epic. But we ended up choosing, or you ended up choosing Velocity.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just to maximize how many things we could hit and not having to wait for a shuttle and everything, Velocity was the move. And because we had the e-bikes and we could kind of like choose more things there.
Yeah.
But it was a hard decision between Luisenyo and Velocity.
Yeah, I could imagine like how that must have felt. Putting myself in your shoes, I was like, "Oh, I'm kind of glad I'm not Pat right now," because you choose one, you have a great time, and then you're like, "I wish I was here for one more day."
I know.
If
my body could handle one more day of riding, but like,
yeah,
I guess I'll just have to come back.
Yeah, definitely have to come back. It's so fun. So Vail, we went up there. What did you think of like that whole area just in general?
It's wild. Like it's so open. So many rocks. The soil is different. It's like kitty litter. Lots of loose over hard. The rocks are different too. Like from riding Greer, like the rocks at Velocity are different. It's more like a granite, like sharp kind of
Yeah.
rock.
Yeah. We got into some of that on MagnaFlow.
Yeah.
And well, all of the flows.
Yeah.
Lava flow, MagnaFlow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that area is cool. Velocity, it's set up right. They've got so much to ride there. The climb trails are nice and wide open, not like crazy punchy. You get some good climbs in though if you're not on an e-bike.
Yeah.
And then yeah, it's just so many runs.
So many runs. Yeah, we got over 20 miles today, 22 something.
Yeah.
On the e-bikes. And the batteries didn't die. My battery was getting lower. I was on my last bar. You still had
I still had like 3.
You still had 3
Yeah,
bars.
because I was on eco the whole time and like just kind of I didn't want it to die.
Want to keep it going.
Yeah. I think my legs would have died before the bike did though.
Yeah, that was fun. And we hit, so for the folks listening, we got MagnaFlow, we got Lava Flow, we got Fat Tire into the bottom of oh yeah, no. Shaggy Rabbit to the bottom of Fat Tire. No, sorry. Shaggy Rabbit to the bottom of Bullfrog. Can't keep all these straight. That was awesome. And then we got to session jump line for a while.
Yeah, jump line was awesome. That line has so many consecutive jumps, one after another, and it's a good line of sight. You know, there's no surprises. They're nice and wide.
Yeah.
The wind was working in our favor. It was to our backs, and it's a lot of jumps in a row. Like it's so much fun.
Yeah, we were like cooked because
Yeah.
we were like on mile 18, 19 by the time we got the jump line.
Yeah, something like that. And then like sessioning jump line, like we rode a set of like 4 jumps and then went back up, sessioned it a bunch, and then chose another set and sessioned that, and then we did like a full pull from top to bottom. And I got lost and jumped off the side of the trail because there's you said on the right side is the new jump line and on the left side is the old, and they kind of run side by side, and I got confused and like merged over to the old side on accident.
Yeah, it was a great save. It was a great save. You went off of one of the lips and then went off to the left on the side of the landing, and it was like bushes and evidence on the trails, like kicking it off the trail like there's evidence. I was just like, get rid of that stuff. But dude, you handled that great. I was like, damn, man. Even when he sketches out, he's smooth. He's smooth. which is really good. Oh, we did get a response here from John here. Dropping MDB says the one you're looking for was redundant. Oh, Panda used to run into it, but Panda is its own trail now. Okay. That makes sense. So we are on redundant. Interesting.
I don't know what the Strava or Trail Forks segment was calling it, but
yeah,
like redundant Panda is easier to remember.
Yeah, right. It's okay. I gotta go back. I want to go back and hit that step up on that. That looks really fun. Really fun.
I would like to session some of the features on that trail too.
Yes, exactly. Oh, John's saying no, you were on Panda. We were on Panda.
Oh, okay.
Okay, gotcha. Wait. So I'm confused. Which one, John, then has the fence jump in it? Is that redundant? Do I have them backwards? It's possible. This is also the guy who did a YouTube video on Spiralis, and I accidentally called it Speakeasy. And now there is a Strava segment on that Spiralis, and they're calling it Speakeasy. God damn it! I'm sorry, folks. I did ask people, and they told me it was Speakeasy, and it wasn't.
Well, now in the next video, you can correct them and say, this is Spiralis.
This is Spiralis. I totally screwed it up. Don't listen to me. My credibility is. MTB guy saying, hoping to go to Vail eventually. Tried to plan rides on Trail Forks and nearly gave up. Yeah, there's a lot on the splits and options. I would love to hear what Pat's favorite was there as a fellow BMXer. Oh yeah, sick. There you go.
Yeah, jump line for sure.
Yeah.
a lot of the jumps, like I was telling Mark that a lot of the jumps, like the lips are built. It seems like they're built by like a BMX racer.
Mhm.
Like they're kind of rounded at the top. Like they're good distances. Like if you case them, they're not too terrible. Of the trails we rode, at least, I'm sure there's some gnarlier stuff there. But jump line from the top there. What was that? Rocky Top.
Yeah.
That's got some good jumps towards the bottom. Magnaflow, chunky at top, and then at the bottom it's got some good jumps. And then
Yes.
Spiralis is like, it's full of jumps.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't carry speed to clear most of them because those berms were pretty loose, but those have a lot of jumps too.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good one. I forget, Spiralis feels like a pump track going down the side of a mountain.
Yeah, the only downside for us today is it was like a headwind the whole time. So you're pumping to carry speed, but the wind is pushing you back. So we had to pedal quite a bit, and it just didn't feel right to pedal in a downhill flow trail, but whatever.
Yeah, we were getting it. But it was crazy because the winds there. Okay, so we were getting ready to drop into Spiralis, and the winds at our back, and the trail's in front of us, and the trail is on the other side of the mountain. So it was like winds at our back at the top. When we drop in, the wind will disappear. Somehow it was the opposite. We dropped in, and the wind went from our back to our face.
Yeah. Yeah.
How does that happen?
I don't know. But those are all really good trails with jumps. Like I said, it looks like there was like a pro jump trail over there too that we didn't hit.
Yeah, big dogs.
But I mean, if you go there, plan like a whole day because there's so much to do.
Yeah, there's a lot, and I could see why he tried to plan on Trail Forks and nearly gave up. There's a lot, but I would say basically MTB guides, go up Ambulance is your main climb trail. And when you get up to the top, there's a lot of options. When you get to the step up jump off of Ambulance, it's about 3/4 of the way up, probably.
You can't miss it. It's a
big
long, lofty step up.
Yeah. From there, you can catch then you'll turn left and climb up all the way. But you can catch Rocky Top, Magnaflow, Lava Flow, all that stuff is right there. You can spend a good couple hours just right there alone.
Yeah, we saw a group of 3 other dudes on e-bikes that were kind of doing the same thing. They were hitting each trail and coming back up the same route we were.
Yes.
And it seemed like that's a good, efficient way to turn around and go back up to the top, get another run in. And all those trails kind of exit from that same top hub.
Yeah, right there. So yeah, that's what I would do, MTB guides, to get there, and you'll have a blast. And then you'll see other people around, hitting all the different trails. But that's where I would start because that's pretty cool. And then if you want to go to like 4114, Bullfrog, or Ladders, that's not too far away. And then I'll always recommend finishing off at Matco in the far back. That was long.
Yeah, Matco was like, I don't think there were any jumps on it at all, but it was perfectly fine because it's long. You've got some great views. It's got a couple rocky sections. Like you've got two different lines you can take on them, but yeah, it's so cool. Just the whole trail. It's it feels like because the start point is so far out there.
Yeah,
it just feels like you're out in the wilderness.
Yeah,
it's so cool. And then it spits out and it ends like right by the campground.
Yeah, you're like, I'm so dead. Oh, look at that. There's people eating tri-tip.
Yeah, there's like cornhole and stuff right there at the end. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, felt like we were out there, and there was like civilization is just right there at the bottom.
Yeah,
which was amazing, and cold beers too.
Yeah,
that was delightful. So yeah, I would say that. And then jump line. Why was jump line your favorite? As he is a fellow BMXer, was it the way the jumps were designed? Was it the number of jumps, or how like you take off the lips? Like what made it so fun?
All of it. Yeah, it's there's a lot of jumps in a row. So if you ride trails or anything like that, you'll appreciate jump line. They're built pretty well. I would say you have to pedal a little bit between them to carry speed. But the takeoffs they're not too poppy. There's a sweet left-handish hip with a freshly built lip that launches you to the moon.
Dude, that one's the best.
It's like if you're a trail rider / BMX racer, jump line is it's the trail for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And then going back to that left hip, like midway through the jump line, that was awesome.
It was so fun. I could play on that all day long because it was in it looked tucked away a little bit from the wind.
Mhm.
And you could actually hit it and then cut out of the trail. And if you wanted to go back up and hit it again, you could. It was
Yeah,
accessible.
definitely so. And there was that big tree that was right next to it that pretty much put shade, casted shade on the lip itself. So it looked like it was still dark soil, like it still had moisture in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, God, it was awesome. And then also too, right there before the left hip, you can go up part of old jump line. You can get the was it 2 or 3 jumps and then the creek jump, the creek gap jump.
Yeah, yeah. So old jump line, it was like two good, like a little step down hip, and then like a roller double-ish, and then like that creek jump, which was really cool. And
Yeah.
then you give it a couple cranks, and you go right into that awesome manicured hip.
Yeah, you were skying that thing and it went your way, like to the left.
Yeah, I spin to the left naturally, so I'm more comfortable hipping to the left, and it like just felt natural.
Yeah, it looked good. Wait until you guys see it on, like, I got it on the, DJI. It looks good. It looks good. Even when he, got a headwind on that one and then the chain skipped gear, it still looked good. It still looked good. Um, Clownfish is asking, "How can I get a segment sticker?" Oh, yeah, dude, either email me through the YouTube or on Instagram, go to the segment, send me a DM. Either way, figure if I can get your address. I got these pretty sick gold die cast, stickers for the segment that, you'll love. I'll send you one, so just let me know where to send it, and I will, definitely send you one. Trail Monster saying, "Love the peeps who started out doing BMX like myself." Yeah. So, dude, I love how BMX always had the tricks, I feel like, and now we're seeing more of that on the mountain bike,
Yeah, it's crazy.
right?
Like, a lot of pro BMX riders are getting mountain bike contracts. A lot of mountain bikers are picking up a BMX too because like there's more skate parks, and well, a lot of mountain bikers are getting older and having kids too, and their kids want to get a BMX. So it's like it only makes sense when there's more pump tracks and skate parks available to jump into the same sport with your kid.
Yeah. It's a blast. Like I just got came in, I got mountain bikes for Christmas. The crazy thing is I got like we got Sundays and they were full, I guess, I don't know, you call it completes. They're full completes. They were
Yeah.
the whole thing. And then I was looking at the components and I'm used to the MTB mentality of like, if I want to get a upgraded component, it's going to cost me a lot of money. And on BMX, it was like I was back in the skateboard days. Like, what? I can get a component for like under $100, and I'd be stoked. But I mean, I know there's stuff that's like higher than that,
Oh
but
yeah.
it's so friendly. It's so cool. You can do so many things, and it's just like I feel like I was in a candy store at a BMX shop because I'm looking through the counter of glass of all the things on display. I was like, "What does that do? What does that do?" And all the different colors and everything is amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy like comparing it to mountain bikes, like the a complete bike on its own. Like there's fewer things to choose from, and it's just more simplified, and it's more like, okay, do you want it in this cool color or this cool color?
Yeah,
And then the parts are relatively cheap to replace unless you go with like a boutique brand or a USA made brand, which is also cool. You can customize them.
yeah. There's so many parts. I felt like I had a Jeep that was a BMX bike that I could replace every single part, and yeah, except for it's not the Jeep. What does Jeep stand for? Just empty every pocket. Yeah, that's what that is.
That's a new one. That's a new one for me. I haven't heard that. Remember it.
Yeah. Oh man, it was so good. Trail Monster says MTB guides. I hear ya. MTB guy says I spin to the left, but shit footed. What is Pat will know what I mean.
Yeah, it's kind of a thing. Like in the BMX community, we make fun of it. It's like, so if you're regular footed, you'll naturally spin to the left. So if you're right foot forward, you'll spin to the left. If you're
Okay.
left foot forward, you spin to the right.
Yep.
And there's a lot of riders out there who kind of like, they spin towards their front foot.
Oh.
And we call it like goofy footed or like shit-footed or whatever.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's not anything to like be ashamed of, because some of the best riders ride like that. So like Aaron Ross, Danny Hickerson, like, and a lot of riders switch their feet around too, because a lot of riders have 4 pegs. So like if you want to do like a true opposite like spin or grind or whatever, like you'll switch your feet around and grind on the opposite side, so it looks natural and it's even more impressive. Like if you watch guys like Nathan Williams, he'll do it too. He'll switch his feet around and spin his opposite direction, but it looks just it. That's not natural for him.
That's sick. That's like on a skateboard riding switch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
It's cool. Like I don't know if like the slope style guys are doing that as much. I know like you do a lot of oppo stuff, but I don't know how much they're switching their feet around.
Yeah.
Either way, having to judge a contest in today's like riding age must be so hard,
right?
To be able to call out the tricks and know the rider's natural spin direction and all that.
Yeah, that would be tough. Like they'd have to have that going into it. Like, oh, that guy's regular footed. That guy's goofy footed. But then if they're riding goofy footed, but they're regular, like, okay, that's a level up of difficulty because that's not their natural stance.
Yeah. And even like when it comes to grinds, that's a whole nother thing. Like if you grind on the right, you're probably going to have a right foot forward and you're going to spin to the left. That's a regular side. That's what I do. I grind on the right. I'm a pretty stock, like regular footed rider, but grinding on the left, like a lot of people switch their feet around for that too, or don't.
Damn.
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
So then does it, okay, so you've got the chain, like and I'm all new to BMX, so the BMX are like, come on, Mark. But if you're grinding on the chain side, if that's how do you do that? Or do you actually, can you change the chain to the other side of the bike?
Yeah. So
stop it. You can?
Yeah. So it's a big thing. I mean,
I need a drink.
So, I mean, normally most bikes, including all mountain bikes, will have the drivetrain on the right side. BMX bikes, you can get them on the other side, left-hand drive. It's right-hand drive or left-hand drive, and a lot of hubs now too are coming with the pawls inside the free hub or driver. You can switch them around to turn it into a left-hand drive hub.
Whoa!
And that's just to cater to like, if you grind on the right side and your drivetrain's on the right, you risk bashing your sprocket, breaking your chain. Certain grinds don't work well, like ice pick grinds don't work super well if you've got the chain right there. You can get hub guards that cover that up and help reduce the friction and protect your drivetrain. But it's just, if you only grind on the right, it's just easier to get left-hand drive.
Wow, that's cool. I wonder if that'd ever make it into mountain biking. You put that stuff on the left-hand side.
When mountain bikers start doing crazy grinds, which they are starting to.
Dylan Stark.
Yeah, Dylan Stark. Chris Kyle is doing like pedal grinds on like logs. Like watch all the 50-to-1 crew. Like they're doing some gnarly stuff, and yeah, it's all like kind of BMX influence. I mean, Dylan's a BMX rider.
Yeah.
So
yeah, like when he at Red Bull at Rampage, when he pulled out the grind pipe. And did it.
That was so wild.
That was sick. That was sick. I hope he didn't get penalized for that, but it was so like true to the sport and the vibe, like being creative. And
he may not have won the contest, but he won so many people's hearts.
Totally, totally. Everyone's like, "What are they doing? That is epic! I love it. I love it." But that's funny. Shit-footed. Okay, I learned something new. That's kind of like on skating when you're pushing Mongo. You're taking your front foot off to push and your back foot staying on when you're kicking. Clumpfish just said, I ride a KTM 450. I keep telling my bro that MTB riding is faster and more intense. Yeah. I don't ride moto, but I do know, dude, some of the best riders that I ride with on a mountain bike come from BMX or moto.
Seriously. And we were talking about this earlier. Like, it seems like that's the case. A lot of the best riders come with a BMX or moto background, or skiing or snowboarding too, because you learn how to pick a run. I envy the moto guys because they're not scared to go fast and jump far and just rip into turns.
Yeah. Yeah. Like when they're cornering, and there's different styles. Like you can, I feel like I'm picking it up. I don't want to stereotype because this is not a negative thing, but I'm thinking when I see somebody ripping, I'm thinking moto or BMX, and I feel like I could tell the difference. Like I feel like BMX style has like a different style. Like it's like when they take off, I feel like it's more of like a J hop off the lip, you know. And then obviously combined with all kinds of different tricks and things like that. I'm like, dude, probably BMX. And then moto seems to like have like a race run type of style where I feel like they're squashing some of the jumps. They're definitely going big, and they're our big is they're small because they're used to going like 110 feet.
Yeah.
And they're like 40-footer. Sign me up. Meanwhile, I'm drinking Red Bull. 40-footer, okay. One take wonder. Here we go.
Yeah. Big shout out to the moto homies because
Yeah.
I never got into that, and it looks like a ton of fun, but it also looks so hard, and the crashes are terrifying.
Yeah, definitely. And I know a lot of the moto guys seem to cross train on mountain bike and then jump on moto.
Yeah.
For their moto. Maybe it's for the cardio or just I'm not sure, but it seems to be working for
Yeah.
them. Yeah. So, and then Clownfish also was saying that, yeah, you nailed it on the truck. And he did say something about it was new. And Clownfish, it's up here. I don't know where it is now, but it's
A lot of comments.
yeah, it was definitely up here, and I think I missed it. But yes, you were right on the truck. You're right on the truck. Electric Trip had a question. I don't know how I missed this. He said, "Have you ever rode with MTB Sheen Queen? She is so good."
Yeah, she's a ripper. We all rode Ray's back in what, January?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's really good. She rode Boyne with us and last October closing weekend, and she was sending some of those drops, like the wooden drops. She's not scared of those.
No, I feel like drops are her specialty, but now she's jumping like crazy because we were just to the pump track and she was getting lessons from Steve Caballero and from Eddie Fiola, and she applied them right there on the spot. And then she started jumping exactly like they said. And then she actually rode her local trail today and she was popping those jumps. She reported back like she was skying up, landing front tire first on the back end of the landing, nice and smooth. Pretty soon I will be cameraman when I ride with her. But yeah, so Pat rode with MTB Sheen Queen closing day at Highlands as well. That was so fun. Electric Chop Up is saying Canadian legend Matt Konings rides a mountain bike like a BMX bike. Yes, definitely. Have you seen Matt Konings ride?
The name sounds familiar.
He also he's a Jameis rider as well. Like
yeah, I know who he is. Yeah,
yes,
he rips a mean tabletop.
Oh my gosh, so good. Okay, now that I have a BMXer in the studio, how do you tabletop? Like, do you float the bike up into position or are you pulling it into position?
Oh man, I'm not the BMX rider to ask because I'm not good at tabletops. I know that's embarrassing to say because that's like the quintessential BMX trick. I do them kind of bow-legged, and that's kind of embarrassing to say because it's like you get kind of shit on for that. But a lot of the best riders, they kind of fold their knees in towards the top tube, and you gotta like flatten out the bike and turn the bars up a little bit. If you look up Gary Young. He does a proper tabletop.
Okay.
His legs are flattened. He kind of brings his foot towards his butt almost, and then pushes down and turns the handlebars.
So as you're leaving the lip, you're letting the bike swing up, like come up to you, and then you're guiding it, you're tucking, but you're pulling the bars at the same time?
You kind of want to control the bike. You kind of want to like snap the bike.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's definitely not what I'm doing. That's why tabletop.
I can't really since I'm not that great at it, I can't say this really helps, but it helps to get the feeling for it if you do it on your back. If you like lay on your back with your bike in riding position, you can kind of like fold and contort your body and the bike to get that like that position at the tabletop.
Okay.
And it's actually kind of hard.
I bet that's hard. That would definitely be tough. Yeah, that's something I would like to practice. I think it looks so cool on the trail. And I'm like also torn between what looks cool on the trail. Definitely like whips and tabletops both look insanely sick. And I don't think I could pick one over the other if I had to just do one all the time. But whips are fun.
Yeah, whips are fun. I would choose, if I could choose one to do over the other, I would choose a good tabletop.
Yeah.
'Cause that looks good in photos. It's, it's the well, I guess a whip is too. I would choose a
I
tabletop though.
know. Maybe tabletops look great in photos and whips just feel good. Saying coming from a guy who doesn't know how to tabletop, I barely can whip, but it feels good.
I think it's because like all the years and issues of like Ride BMX and BMX Plus that I had when I was a kid, like the best like photos and the covers, it was a really flat tabletop.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's just like what the image that sticks in my mind.
Yeah, it's a good look. Eddie Fiola was at the pump track the other day, and he was sending super flat tabletops, X-up tabletops. I was like, "What's an X-up tabletop?" And he contorted his bar all the way around and still got in the tabletop. I'm like, "How?" It looks sick. It looks sick.
I've seen a lot of comments on like how to do a tabletop, and I'm like gonna take note.
Yeah, yeah. Here we go. MTV guy says you have to bend your knees and lean into the bike. It's not going to feel good. Elbows are going to be touching knees and stuff. Damn.
There you go.
I might have to do yoga and shit to get to this level.
Another thing that I've seen and heard is like, if you want to get a really good one, the hand that is going to turn into your waist when you do the tabletop, if you can rotate that around your grip, it'll help the bike get further up.
Pull it up.
Yeah.
I have seen riders where they're like that, where their hand comes up underneath, almost in front of their body.
Yeah.
That's insane. I might have to take up yoga just to. Why are you here in the yoga class, bro? Because I want to try to tabletop. What's that? Never mind. Something I'm working on in 2025. MTB guy says, I take both as a proper whip like Kaus Seagrove does. It actually often a downside. Oh, often a downside table as well. I prefer Euro tables to normal ones. Dude, what is all that? What is a downside table compared to a Euro table? To a normal table? Yeah, I'm like exposing myself that I don't know much about tables.
When I think downside table, I think of a Euro table. The Euro table is kind of like a regular table, except you're kind of tucking your legs up and turning your bars so they face down.
Oh, jeez.
You'll see a lot of really good one-footed Euro tables.
Yeah. Okay.
It gets the bike up higher, and Chaos does some really good ones.
Okay. I've seen that. I do love looking at the one-footed tables when they like get that bar down, the bike's off to the side, and the foot's just like dangling down.
Yeah, it's good if you're hitting like a hip in your opposite direction, because you can kind of contort the bike like the natural way.
That's so sick. Okay. Lots of stuff to work on. I gotta go visit a foam pit. I gotta go. Woodward, here I come. Or actually,
I'll be Rays.
I'll be in Cleveland next weekend. So yeah, Rays, definitely Rays. But yeah, getting back here, and dude, I can't believe it's been over an hour.
Yeah.
Wow. It goes fast.
It flies by.
It flies by so quick. Pat, is there anybody out there before we get you off the show that you want to give a shout out to? Local organizations, fellow trail builders, companies that may support your riding, anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. The local crew back home. You all know who you are. There's too many to name. But
and you're gonna miss one. They'll be like, bro,
I know. I'm gonna be embarrassed if I miss one. So I'm just gonna lump the local like Grand Rapids trail riders crew. And then like you for sure.
Oh, thanks,
I
brother.
Give a shout out to you for showing me all these awesome trails and being a good tour guide. And then the local trail organization. I mean, without them, none of those trails would exist. And local shop, Freewheeler Bike Shop, they've been helping me out. Local shop, Switchback. They also are good people and are trying to get more good stuff in the community. And then like my wife.
Yeah.
Gotta give a shout out to your wife.
Shout out to Kel. Shout out to Kelly.
Yep, Kelly.
Killing it. It was he was taking a picture of In-N-Out and sending it to her. I was like, oh no, don't do that. Tell her it was terrible. Oh no, that is cool, man. I love those shout outs and let that local bike shop feel, which is good. Have you had really good experience at that local bike shop?
Yeah. So Freewheeler Bike Shop, they're one of the older shops in Grand Rapids. And a couple of guys that work there are old like BMX homies of mine, and they know their stuff. It's got a lot of stuff to look at. They have a good BMX selection, and yeah, it's just fun to come in there and hang out and look at everything on the walls.
A lot of history.
Yeah.
That's cool. A lot of culture. God, I love that. Yeah, shout out to that bike shop. Thanks again for jumping on the segment podcast, brother.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course, this has been great. Anything in closing, like where would people follow you on social media if they want to continue to follow and also be notified when the movie comes out?
Yeah, so the thing I use the most, Instagram. So just loose _ spokes. Yeah,
on Instagram, loose _ spokes. You'll see them right there.
Yeah, if you like watching jibs on the mountain bike and an occasional BMX clip, that's yeah, check it out.
Yeah, this guy's got skills. He's got Danny Mac skills. I'm like, I'm hoping that some of this like rubs off on me and I can get a wheelie in or something like that. Thank you guys also in the chat for tuning in. We'll try to get consistent shows back to you. We have a couple great ones in the hopper, hoping to make those come through. So stay tuned for those. And as always, if you missed this or you'd rather listen to this in audio format, you can find the show, the segment MTB Podcast, on Spotify and iTunes or wherever else you download your podcast. So until then, Pat and I are going to go, I don't know, I think it's time for jacuzzi after today's ride and yesterday's ride.
Cheers.
Cheers, brother. Cheers to you guys. We'll see you guys on the next episode. And thanks again so much for tuning in.
Thanks.
We out. Bye. Bye. Oh, wait, end stream. Bye.